The AI future is not going to be won by hand-wringing about safety. It will be won by building, from reliable power plants to the manufacturing facilities that can produce the chips of the future. Now, at a personal level, what excites me most about AI is that it is grounded in the real and the physical economy. The success of the sector isn't just a matter of smart people sitting in front of a computer screen and coding. It depends on those who work with their hands, even as robotics will change our factories. It will certainly make our healthcare providers better at treating diseases, but it will also depend on the data produced by those healthcare providers, by those doctors and nurses.
Yep.
I believe it will help us create and store new modes of power in the future, but right now, AI cannot take off unless the world builds the energy infrastructure to support it. Now, it's my view that tech innovation over the last 20 years has often conjured images of smart people staring at computer screens, engineering in the world of bits. But the AI economy...
So what do you guys think? I mean, it's definitely a direction we need to go.
Well, lately I've seen there's quite a few contracts that have been up for DoD for AI, specifically AI, any sensor, any hardware they're even talking about. I mean, I'm just talking about the how government is going on the path. Like, remember last time we talked about, it's like, government need to get on this first. They need to push this wheel, and so like, the wheel is actually round and now start flowing down the hill. Then the private sector will more get on it. Yep. So I think is like I see a lot of posts, a lot of there's a specific people in DoD, and the generation I seeing is I'm not too up with what generation, Gen Z or whatever generation. I'm not up with that, so I'm not even gonna touch that. So I was just gonna say is generational they have is a next generation that's actually understands what AI can do, and government is definitely is getting involved. Even though with all this storm right now, the people are talking about hey, they're cutting people here, they're cutting people there. But no, in that sector, what I'm seeing is I see a uptick on the basically what government is trying to encourage, I guess.
Yep, and you've seen it too. One of the major OEMs, I won't say which one, just hired a chief AI director. So it's going to be coming in automotive. It's going to be coming in every industry that we see. I think one of the insightful things that J.D. Vance just mentioned there was, just the data collection, and something that we sort of talked about last time is how do they use that data that's collected in the pharmaceutical industry, in the healthcare industry, than in automotive and other sectors.
You brought up a good point, Sandeep. I don't know if you realized it, but obviously you're talking about the government jobs. Some people are, I guess that financing's being reallocated in different areas.
Yeah.
And the push is for AI. Push is for us to have technology here, and it's something we talked about last time. But we barely touched it. Was the DeepSeek versus ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That was the point I was alluding to it here. It was that when last time we talked about it, we were, saying, and you asked me is there something coming up? This is exactly the atmosphere within government, within DoD. They're thinking this AI is real. We need to act on it. We need to have our infrastructure. They're talking about, yes, there's a lot of, it takes a lot of energy for computing energy, and to run those computers, it takes a lot of energy, and where that energy gonna come from?
Yep.
And I even seen it where there's a talk about individual big tech companies having their own nuclear generators
on their own site.
They're on their sites.
Wow.
To generate power to basically
to keep these AI.
Yeah, because it's gonna take a lot of computing.
Man, I'm just fascinated by how much power this thing requires.
Oh yeah, this and the cooling power and just to run those algorithms, it takes, like
Yeah.
you know, like if you're in machine learning, or forget machine learning, if you're in even running a CAD software,
Yeah, you're right.
to make a complex drawing or complex
Yeah, those guys at least had
product,
40
complex
gigs
product.
of RAM on their PC.
You need like a computing power on your computer to generate those drawings and those graphics, and and multiply that by 1,000,000. I would say. I mean, don't quote me on it, but I'm just saying, multiply that by 1,000,000 and to run AI.
Yep.
And if we already have grid and infrastructure issues in the U.S. here, you see rolling blackouts in California.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to have, more issues like that in the future if that side of the
So-
government also doesn't prepare for this.
Yeah.
Exactly, and this is where I was talking about it last time as well. That is, it will take government's support to really pursue this.
You know what? You brought up a good point.